Hello everyone, this is Rusty Dog and welcome to my second video on the Beyond beta, following up on yesterday's 5-hour live stream. So a few issues this morning then, which didn't affect yesterday at all. As you saw, if you watched the live stream, everything was going okay in terms of my controlling my ship and whatnot. But today, for unknown reasons, it has decided to reset all my keybinds and controls back to default. It's not picking up, well, it is now, but it wasn't picking up my joystick anymore. It put me back to mouse keyboard control. Absolute nightmare. I tried copying bind files and changing versions within the bind files, doing all sorts of stuff. Nothing was working. So I was left with no choice other than to remap the rudimentary controls in the game that I'm going to need for this video. The only thing I haven't mapped yet is the SRV with my game controller, so if we do go planet side on this video, then I'll have to do that. So it's a bit of a nightmare why it worked yesterday and not today. Very bizarre. Frontier, yes, are aware of the issue, but that doesn't really signify how it's going to be resolved, if it's going to be resolved. Now there is a thread in the browser. Well, yeah, there is a thread on my browser relating to this issue in the bug section. It's called Controls Not Working, and that's on the forum. So yeah, that's how I found out it was a known issue, and many people are having the exact same problem. But I just don't understand why it worked yesterday. Anyway, I've mapped what I think are the correct controls. If any, I might need to pop into the control menu at some point to correct things, so please try and bear with me. So we're going to take a look at some of the new features on the Galaxy map. Not particularly the trade data as such, but I want to take a look at some other stuff which you might find interesting, and particularly because I haven't visited it myself yet. So we're in a familiar setting, Jameson Memorial in the Corvette. I've just added on one thing to this Corvette. I took off the interdictor and I put on collector limpets. So I'm going to need to stock up on those if I don't already have any. Let's have a look. Let me just fix this. And do I still have any left over from the live stream? I don't know. Yeah, it looks like I do. Oh, we'll buy another one. There we go. Okay, so I've got 32 limpets. My limpet controller is going to fire can fire two at a time, and the reason I got that is because of the engineers, because the way you gather materials now, I think, has changed. I mean, it's the same, but it's totally different. Oh, another little bug. Just while it's here, every time you go into or escape into here and then come back, you'll notice, you see at the bottom left where it says Jameson Memorial, I've got my mouse pointer, and that always appears on the screen until I move it just a little and then it disappears. Slightly annoying, but if we do it again, so we've got the mouse pointer where we want it, hit resume, and there it is, staying on the screen until we move it. So that needs to be sorted. They've gone back to the they did this before and they had to fix it. So I hope they fix it again. Is every time you jump into another system now, the throttle resets to 0. I don't know why they felt that was needed. Maybe they did it for internal testing. But I certainly hope they don't keep it that way, because I like to be on the move. I don't want to have to keep throttling up every time I jump into a new system. It's not a major issue, but it's something that, you know, I'd like to see kept consistent, because I can't think of any good reason why it should be changed, unless suddenly everybody was piling into doing emergency stops and piling into stars. I don't know, but that's kind of their fault if that's the case. You know, you have to move out the way of the star. Anyway, galaxy map is working. Okay, let's take a look then. So, what's new? Well, first thing I'm going to do is pop here. I've disabled for the moment the fastest routes, and I've found now, I don't know if this is another bug, that by disabling that, I plotted a route to Shinrata from Word, and I couldn't make the first jump. It said it exceeded my fuel usage of 8 tons, so I couldn't make the jump. So I had to literally click that and do it again, where before I've been able to plot routes with everything off here by just using fastest route as a default, but now it's not doing that. I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with this. Maybe this was set wrong, because I did fiddle with that anyway, so maybe not a bug. All right then, so if we go into here, first thing I want to look at is services, by services. But before we do that, so the first thing is this allegiance, because of course people now have seen that Thargoids and Guardians have been added here. If you put this up here, you'll see standard system map. Okay, so this is all what we're familiar with, right? Federation in orange, Independent in yellow, and Alliance in green, and then we've got the Empire down here in the blue. Very familiar, and it tells you up here what map mode you're in now, Allegiance, which is kind of cool. A little bit of extra information. We also know that the Thargoids have been busy in this area, in the Pleiades area. So if I just click somewhere here, let's pick one of these. Let's pick Maya. Why not? Just go straight there. Spotted it yet? Okay, what you're looking at, or what you should be looking for, is this. It's dark green, Thargoids. So let's just take everything away and leave Thargoids and Guardians. So now we got HIP. Now, you see here, Allegiance, Independent, which is what Maya is. Watch here. Allegiance, Thargoids, no population. Now, does this now tell me, well, okay, this is a system that they literally took over, and it's their system now? Because if I pull back just a little, there's another, and another, and another. There's quite a few. So let me see how I can do this. If we remove the grid symbols, now you might be able to see all these. I hope you can see this, that there's quite a few places where the Thargoids are. Got one right up here. Pleiades still. Let me see if I can use my keys. Oh, keys are working. And look at all these green dots. I guess this is all systems where you can actually find Thargoids. I'm not sure quite what the allegiance part of it all is. I am hoping that there's nothing anywhere near the bubble yet. I guess the nearest thing to the bubble is probably, well, we got this. Still in the Pleiades, however, but you can see there's quite a few Thargoidy places. Another one there. HIP 14660. So let's bring these let's bring these symbols back, and we'll see. This is really the Pleiades nebula and whatnot, and you'll see how far out Thargoids are now getting. There's even one a little bit closer, what it looks like. Yeah, Pleiades sector. It still is in the Pleiades, but it's working its way. Well, let's have a look at this. 355 light years, and originally they were in here. Let's go here. Yeah, they've covered maybe 30, 40, 50 light years, and you can see in the Aries dark region down here, Thargoids. So let's see if we can just, I don't know if there's any Guardians. Let's see if we can find any. And if they are they also in the Pleiades sector? And if so, what the hell is the importance of the Pleiades? I haven't particularly found any. And I know in realistic view you don't get, it doesn't filter. Realistic view doesn't filter in the same way that this map does. I wish there was an option to do that. So that, for example, if I selected only Thargoids, the only Thargoid places light up, and that the same would happen here. But unfortunately it doesn't. You know, maybe an option there, and then just a little thing there, apply filter, or apply current filter that you can tick, and it removes everything except, because it's easier to see in this map. So yeah, Guardians. So Guardians looks like if there was a blue dot, it would mean that it was a system that they sort of control, and we've not seen the Guardians make a return yet, because they're not supposed to be still around, are they? But that doesn't mean that they're not around. There might be somewhere. Maybe there is a blue dot somewhere in this galaxy. Who knows? If you find one, please do leave a comment and let us know where it is, because that would be super cool to find one of those. But I don't think, certainly not in the bubble. I don't know if I'm a bit too far away. Okay, it's all come back there. So, maybe if I kept that as none and just put the Guardians, I'm getting some idea of, you know, that I'm not scaling too far back. And to find something in a blue, because that blue is not a dark blue. It's one that would really stand out if you saw it, I think. And if we remove the not this one, this one. If we remove these to try and just to see if there's anything hidden in there, but there isn't. There isn't. So no Guardians as of yet that I can tell. All right. But it's interesting how many Thargoid places that there are. That's quite interesting, that. And there's an Empire system just stuck out here, look. Just seems to be out on its own there. Okay, so if we change this from allegiance to services, now we got some cool stuff. Tech brokers, two different types, human and Guardian. I think we've seen the human one already in the live stream, offering some technology. If there's a Guardian one, I don't know. We'll have to click on that and find out. Let's go back to Shinrata first, though. Alright, so material trader manufactured. There's not one near Shinrata. The nearest one is actually Word, where we were in the live stream. So we've already seen the material trader manufactured. If you watch the live stream, I cannot find Word now. There it is, it's over here. I just had the map the other way around than what I thought it was. So as you can see, Word, it doesn't tell you which station has got it, but you can just assume that any, I'm going to guess any full, not a platform, a non-platform, I'm going to guess any of these will have it. In this case it's Vonneberg, or maybe these don't have it and it doesn't tell you. Maybe it just tells you what system that it's in and you have to find the station, which is fair enough. It's not a big deal at the end of the day. But manufactured, if you watch my live stream, you'll have found out what that is. So maybe we'll visit that a bit later. I want to go and visit the raw and encoded, and we're just going to see what materials are on offer there. So if we go click on raw, we'll see Fong Wang has one. V886 Centauri has one. So I'm going to click on Fong Wang and let's see how many stations there are. Okay, so I think we can pretty much say it's going to be Shakna Dock. So let's plot the route. And I don't know if we'll go there actually because I didn't have my... Yeah, we can. I was just remembering that I had to re-enable this really, but we should be okay. Whoops. Okay, so it's only one jump, and if I come across any USSs that have got materials, I might be picking those up. Oh, it's so nice to have joystick control back. So I think it's a 12.1 light year jump, this. And again we have the mouse pointer back. That's an annoyance. Yeah, 12.1. So, jumpy. Here we go. Got two commanders in my group here. I don't know who they are. I know who one is, I think, but not the other.
2, 1, engage.
Right, that's Commander Klopster. Whoa, what's happened with this? He's just letting me know that he's ready to do a trade mission, but unfortunately I'm not yet.
Incoming mission critical message.
This is annoying, this mission critical message. I think it's that power play. Oh, it's not. It's yeah, I'm going to turn you down unless you're paying me. Oh, that's not bad. But you want 9 hostages. And it's Word. Oh, okay. They must have liked my stuff that I've been doing for them the last few days. We have a rescue mission we'd like you to complete. You will be well compensated. Yes, but will I be wanted though? Rescuing hostages. I guess if it's hostages, then it's bad guys that's got them. So that's going to involve breaking the cargo hatch and not losing one. If you blow up a cargo, an escape pod by hitting it too hard. I don't have any hatch breaker limpets, but they got 4 days, so I got 4 days to do that. Perhaps I'll take that on. So let's go to Shakna Dock.
Fuel scooping.
Now then, trying to find where the front door is. It's not that side, and if it's not this side either, then it's either the top. Oh, in which case we have to look down. It's not, so it's right behind us. So I'm going to let it go by until that blue dot on my compass just about going to flick over to the other side, and I'm just going to nicely and calmly bring the nose of the ship up. I'm not quite straight, but there is the docking bay now. Yeah, I think I was too calm. Oh, now I've made it. Now I've made it go behind the planet. Now I can see where I'm going. I couldn't see there. Probably down to my monitor brightness, but I couldn't see the edges of the planet there. Signal sources popping up. You know, I really need to pop into everything I can get now, because the material gathering is totally different in that you're no longer doing things like, oh, should I pick up these materials? And if I pick up this because I want it, do I need to throw anything away to make space? You don't have to do that anymore, because if I see heat exchangers, I don't need to worry, do I need these, do I not need these? You just gather them until that particular bin is full. Because it doesn't impact on any other material. Just because you fit 100 heat exchangers in doesn't mean you've got no room for the other stuff, because now you have. You've got 100 in each bin now, so I think I'm way too close to the planet here. Let's try and get a little bit away. It's just in my endeavour to get to the door, straight to the door, the mail slot. So I want to see. I don't think everything is on offer from these brokers. Ooh, and after all that, oh no, maybe I can still do this. Yep. So yeah, after all that, sorry, I'm losing track of what I'm saying here.
Core Dynamics, Tango Hotel Echo. You are now in Federation space. Be advised, docking access to this station is by permission only.
So even
Authorized. You are clear to approach to pad 10.
Thank you. So even though there's 3 different brokers now, it doesn't mean that every material is going to be available. I'm not sure about, for example, cracked industrial firmware, whether any of them offer that, but we'll find out. I didn't see any in Word.
Speed restrictions are currently in place. Please comply.
Or Weird, or however you want to pronounce it, Wired. I didn't see any there, and I'm guessing either myself or the guys in my wing crew would have noticed if they were there, because they're quite a sought after material. But let's take a look here, assuming the raw one is here.
Landing complete. Systems offline.
Let's take a look. So this is quite full as well, actually. It's got the research, rescue, power, contact, as it would, because I'm in a power. But there we go. So here we go. So these are the raw materials. So now we have stuff you can more likely get on planets. You see, it shows you just as you hover over, you're trading. So if I've got 8 carbon, 1 to 9. Surely that must be the other way around. 9 to 1. It means I've got to give. No, it looks like 1. It can't be that I give 1 carbon and they give me 9 niobium. It's got to be the other way around. What? Wait a minute. I think I'm confusing things here. I want to trade carbon. Select the material you're looking for. Niobium. Now we know that niobium is much rarer than carbon. You can even see it here. It's got 3 leaves here and 1 leaf on this one. And you're telling me that if I give you... Whoops. Oh, I think I need to... Let me just start this again. Go back in again. So the material I'm looking for, I'm looking for niobium. Now you can't trade carbon, because if you could it would be 36. So vanadium. So 13. So if I offer you, I've got to offer you 6 vanadiums to receive 1 niobium. That makes more sense. What else have we got here? So yeah, there's lots of stuff here then. Mercury, zirconium, all the stuff you can find on planets really. There's the new one, but look at that. Let's see. Let's molybdenum. Right, ruthenium. I've got a pretty good load of that, so I'm going to click on that. Oh, it doesn't even let me have any of this now. Select a material to trade. Well, if I want to get rhenium, no. What on earth do I need to get rhenium? You have chosen well, but what will you trade for it? Let's have a look. Okay, let's cancel that. Click it again. Click on antimony. What do you trade? You have chosen well, but what will you trade for it? Antimony 19. Oh, okay, so it's what I want to trade. So rhenium. I want rhenium. But he hasn't got any, right? This is how much he has. Oh, no. I'm getting confused here, guys. Okay, let's look at iron, 21. I think that's my quantity. It's funny, because I did this yesterday, and I sussed it out straight away. Right, I've got 21 iron, so these are my quantities. Select the material you're looking for. I'm looking for rhenium. Select the material you want to trade. I'd like to trade some tellurium. Yes, because I've got none of them. So wait a minute. If I offer 2 of these, I'm going to receive 9 rheniums. I'll be damned. 2 telluriums gets you 9 rheniums. I'm gonna, yeah, I want another one. Oops. So I want rhenium. I'll give you some tellurium. And now I've got 18. And I had none of those before. So let's see, what am I low on? Sulfur. Okay, I'm pretty high on cadmium. So I'm looking for sulfur, and I'll give you cadmium. Look at that. I'm going to give you 3 of those. So I'm going to now give you 3 cadmiums, and now I've got 27 sulfurs where I had none before. How much time has that saved me going to a planet to find some? Eh? So technetium I want now. What's my best trade? I've got 2 to 1 on antimony, 6 to 1 on molybdenum. In other words, I've got to give up 6 of these to get 1. On this one I only have to give up 2, and I've got a fair amount of that, but I don't know what I need them for. And yttrium, 6 to 1 as well. Ah, okay. I've got to give you 6 yttriums for 1 technetium, despite the fact they're the same grade. That's pretty heavy. Antimony is rarer, that's why I have to give less. So I can give 2 antimonies and receive 1 technetium. I think I'd rather go and find technetium actually, than, because that's a bit harsh for me. But I had no rhenium before. I've now got 18. I had no sulfur of all things. Now I've got 27. I've had to give up some other stuff, but I'm really cool with that. Let's just untick this. So what about carbon? Carbon I'm down on. Iron. Iron is iron here. There it is. I'm up on iron. I'm okay. So I wouldn't mind some carbon. So I'm looking for carbon. And what have I got plenty of? I do have a lot of niobiums. So I'm going to give you 2 of those, and in turn I'll receive 18 more. Now I've still got 28 niobiums left, and I've got 26 carbons. So for going into the engineers now and doing the grade 1s and grade 2s and grade 3s, the basic materials here, I've now got a good wedge of them. Apart from technetium, which the trade for those is, it's not going to let me trade these because I don't have the required amounts. If I had 36 niobiums, this would light up. Look at carbon. Look at carbon. I'm going to give them, I can only store 100 carbon in the bin, and it's asking for 1,296 carbons for 1 technetium. And how do I give you that? I can't give you it in bits and pieces. I can't say, well, here's 100, so I'll go and find another 100 and I'll come back. I think I'd just better find technetium on a planet. So polonium and antimony are the better trades on that one. Anything else that's decent trading that I don't really have? Ruthenium 6-1, molybdenum 6-1. Yeah, you can trade anything, but anything that's over 100, forget it, because there's not enough storage. So I'm kind of limited to 36. I can give you 36 cadmiums. If I had them, I could, but I don't actually have them. So technetium, I'm just going to have to go without and try and find some by other means. So that's kind of how that works. It took me a little while to get to figure it out, but yeah, it tells you here. Just select the material you're looking for. So if I was after a bit more arsenic, I would click that. These values are just how many you've got. Now it tells you that if you want 3 arsenic, right, it's going back your way, then you only have to trade 2 telluriums. Antimony, if you trade 2 antimonies, you get 9 arsenic back. Not bad. It depends on what upgrade you want. Maybe none of the upgrades you want require antimony, for example. But you may need this, whatever it was, arsenic. And so you will just do a little trade. Cadmium, perhaps. If I click on arsenic, it's 2-1 there. So I've got to hold on. Yeah. What's this? Oh God, my brain's gone numb again. I love it when this happens. Let's do something else. Right. Select the material you're looking for. Arsenic. Select the material to trade. Cadmium. Right, okay, I've got it now. Sorry. And sometimes my brain just goes. So I've got cadmium. I want to trade that because I want some arsenic. So I give 1 cadmium your way, Mr. Engineer, and I get 2 back my way. Right? No, the other way around. Yeah, so this arrow is what you give the engineer, and the arrow going that way is what you receive. Okay? So with ruthenium, if I give 2 rutheniums, I get 3 arsenics. That's what you give, that's what you receive. So it's like this is your quantity, and this is how much of your quantity, because they're in the same color. This is how much of your quantity you're going to give. So antimony is pretty good if you can do without a couple. So you trade 2 of your antimony, you give it to him, and he'll give you 9 arsenic in return. That's a pretty sweet deal. again, if you don't need the antimony or the polonium. I don't remember using polonium for a while, or zirconium. Look at this one. This is a great deal for building up on arsenic. I just have to give one. I wish it still had the name there though. And I'm going to get 9. So I'll have 19 arsenic just for the sake of giving up 1 zirconium. So sometimes it goes your way, but obviously this is a lot rarer than this. Arsenic's easier to come by than zirconium. Unless you know where to go to get some. Right then. So that's the raw. Now let's go and check out the next one. Interesting. So we've done manufactured in wood. We took a look at those. We may go back there, but let's have a look at encoded. Anyone encoded around us? There we go, there we go, there we go. LFT 926. Couldn't be closer. I'm not sure how many there are of these scattered around the system, around the galaxy. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to that. So we will just take a leap of 12.1 light years again. Coincidence? Well, you be the judge.
Ship detach complete. Clear for egress.
Well, this might be a bit tricky. Yeah. That little clunk sound that it made. That was so pathetic. It was like a sidewinder had hit it. Maybe because I've got my volume down, but look, it took a bit of shield off on this, and that's on this thing. It's crazy. So this planet's looking familiar, isn't it? You see ones similar to this already. But even though there's not a great diversity that I've seen so far, they do look a lot better. They do look a lot better. But we have to wait till Q4 for the next update on those. So that could be October. Depends how on track they are by then. Alright, I just need to... I don't know what's going on here. I've got this utility running that I'm in triple screens, and I've got this utility running that blanks off screens, and I've just told it to blank the right screen, and you do that by right clicking on the right screen and clicking blank it, and instead of blanking it, it blanked the left one. I don't even know how that happens. Anyway. Now let's go to Meredith City. Aha, I've been there before. I missed where the door was though. There it is. Yes, there's not actually a door there, but the doorway, let's call it. The corridor. The corridor of doom for some people. Because I've been caught up in it a few times in my early days. Getting this little sidewinder stuck in the grill. You'd think it was impossible, but no, it happens. And then as you progress, I can fly a vet through it in all sorts of weird and coming from all sorts of weird and wonderful angles. So, just going to keep Meredith City a little bit above us because the door on the hologram is pointing down. I'm just going to pull up, straighten that up, and we should be not quite pointing at it yet, so I'm going to head a bit further across and let it get a bit further up the screen. There we go. And just keep tweaking my position to the station en route. Let it get to the edge of that orange line, and then we want to turn in at a fairly quick rate. Yeah, we're losing it. We'll be okay. We'll do one of those last minute turn and disengages. There we go. That'll do. We'll have it all straightened out by the time we get there. I've already done that. Perhaps you should wait a few more seconds before you remind me to do that. So let's see if we can get any decent materials from this guy. And we're looking down there. So we'll just get the landing gear out. I know it looks like we've completely messed this, but we're okay. As long as the nose doesn't hit the floor, no, we're okay. Don't want to get done for pad loitering or anything. And oh, just a tiny bit out. Otherwise that would have been a very nice landing. Okay, so let's take a look at what the encoded material trader has to offer. Okay, I won't be siding with anybody today. So into the contacts, into the material trader. Now it doesn't specify here whether they're encoded or raw. And I think perhaps it should have it. So it may be in brackets here, have raw, manufactured, or encoded. I think it should be there, unless this symbol means something like that, but I don't think so. That looks like, yeah, I better not go there. So, oh, hello. Remember these? Oh, how difficult are these to come by? Data mined wake exceptions. Sometimes you have to wait ages for those things. So this is your data stuff now. So if CIFs are going to be anywhere, it'll be here. If they're not here, then no chance. They're going to be anywhere else. These are all your data packets now. So now if you're short on data, I seem to be doing pretty well actually on all of this. I've got 7 of those, but they come in handy on the engineers, assuming the blueprints haven't changed since the old version. These I get quite a few of when I'm scanning ships, so I don't really, I know they're rare, but I seem to remember getting a few of those now and again. Encryption files. Adaptive encryptors capture. I've never needed one. I don't have any, but I don't recall ever needing any. Open symmetric keys, they're really hard to come by because these are the only 4 I've ever had. I've never dumped one, so these are the only 4 I've ever had. Data archives. Anomalous bulk scan data, unidentified scan, classified scan data banks. Some of these are fairly popular, they pop up quite a lot. Encoded firmware, guys. There it is. Cracked industrials, modified embedded, secure. Oh man, you can pick up everything of everything. So let's say I want cracked. They're on the last section. Click on cracked. What's my best trade? Modified embedded firmware, look. I've got 45 of those. So if I give up 1, I get 9 CIFs back. I'll give up 2. I'll give up 3. Yeah, I'll give you 3 modified embedded firmwares because you can get those in missions. Now look, I've equalized my number. Guys, this is incredible. The time this saves you. You talk about grind, this will save you grind. Yes, you have to have some stuff already, but you can get lesser stuff stuff that's more popular and still trade for the stuff that's less popular. Like if I wanted modified embedded firmwares, I have to give 36 of these cracked industrial firmwares just to get one of these. That is a rip-off. Because I can come by these probably a little bit easier than I can come by these. Because I find these to be given away more in missions than these are. But anyway, okay, that seems a rip-off to me. I mean, let's have a look at the ratio here. If I want cracked industrials, I give 1 and I get 9. I get 1 to 9. Okay, 1 to 9. But if I want modified embedded, it's 1 to 36. So it's essentially 4 times worse, isn't it? Yeah, I've got to give up 4 times as many to get one of those back. So if I give up a modified embedded to get 9 cracked by mistake, I can't give 9 cracked back to get 1 modified embedded. It's 4 times worse. I've got to give 36 back. Now that would be a costly error if I gave my last one away and I didn't mean to. So be careful. Data mined wake exceptions, they're rare. They're very rare, as you can see by the 5 leaves. But I still need to give 6 of them up just to get 1. But what happens if I want data mined wake exceptions? Well, take the dotted line away from there, and we'll click on data mined wake exceptions. Now then, what's a good trade? I've got to give you 6 of those to get 1 back. And again here, mind you, data mined is 5 leaves, so it kind of makes sense. Yeah. But here you're giving away very rare to get very rare at 6 to 1. Here I'm only giving away rare for very rare at 6 to 1. So these two, this particular one is kind of the better deal in terms of rarity. Okay, so I don't want data mined wake exceptions. I mean, I kind of do, but to give 6 of these up, I can only do it if I did that. If I clicked on this and did the trade, if I did that trade, I'd have none left, and I'd only have 1 extra of these. And I don't want to give up all of my EHTs to get 1 DWE. I'm not doing everything by initials. So yeah, there you go, the encoded. Holy of holies. Have you seen this, guys? Data mined wake exceptions. Pretty rare, right? Okay, look at this. How's that for a trade back? Now these pop up all the time when you're scanning ships and whatnot. But to give back, you can't even do that. That's not even a thing. It's not even, because the bin is limited to 100. This is not even possible. It's not even a possible transaction. So I hope Frontier do tweak these things a little bit. This seems excessive, and this is, I'm just going to say stupid. It's stupid to give. How long would it take you to gather 7,776 distorted shield cycle recordings? In that time it takes me to gather that, I could fill my bin up with data mined wake exceptions to 100, no problem, and then I wouldn't need this guy. You know. So trading lesser stuff for rarer stuff, they seem to be very fixed. It's 36 at this one, because you'll notice that the way it's played, you've got different types of materials. You've got wake scan materials, of which there's 5 different types, 5 different types of shield data, 5 different types of encryption file, and they all go up in 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 grade. Okay, but it seems that if you want to swap a grade 4 for a 5, it's 36 to 1, then you got 216 to swap a grade 3 to a 5. Because if I wanted that, it would be the same. Hold on, I don't want to do that. I want to cancel that. It's the same. So these numbers, 6 to 1, okay, possibly. But then you do this, and because it's in a different category for some reason, it's 36 to 1. So it looks like it's starting here. So it would be 6, 36, 216, 1296, and if there was another one, it would be 7776. These have all shifted across one because I'm not in the same type. I'm not in the same data type. And so they've all shifted across. I can prove that, I suppose, by clicking back on this one. You see, these have all shifted down now, these values. And now this. So if you're trading the same type, wake scan for wake scan, it doesn't cost as much. But to trade a wake scan for a shield data, it's 6 times more there. And this is starting to get ridiculous. I think these numbers need to be tweaked down quite significantly. And I really don't think that anything should be in the thousands. You know. And the fact that you've only got a bin of 100, I think these need serious tweaking. But having said that, the concept of this, that you can trade like this, is amazing. It's amazing. It really, really is. Adaptive encrypted capture. I have none. So if I want one, I can give up. I can only give up what I've got. If I had 7,776 anomalous bulk scan datas, which is impossible, that would light up. But it only lights up what you can trade. Now look at this. I've got to give 6 of these to get one back because it's in a different data type. This is part of encoded firmwares. But if I give 6 of these atypical encryption archives, I'll get 1 adaptive encryptor's capture back. I'm not quite sure what they're used for. I'd have to check Inara or ED Engineer or something to find out what they're used for. But I think I'm okay here. My stock of data seems to be pretty good. Anomalous bulk scan. I don't need to build up on those because they are very common. So I think they're going to be easy to get to. If I've got high numbers in the class 4s and class 5s, I'm going to be pretty happy, especially these cracked CIFs and MEFs. Modified consumer firmware. Also, let's see what I've got to trade for that. I give one. Yeah, if I give one of my cracked industrials away, I'll get 3 of these back. So this will be down to 40 and this will be up to 21. I don't even know whether I need it yet though. Alright, well there you go. I think you've pretty much got the idea of that. I do think the numbers are ridiculous. These are all, they're moving. See how all the numbers move as you move? It all starts 1319. You see how it goes up? It's like exponentially. 3, then 9, then 27, then 81. So, and then underneath, because it's a different type, it's 6 to 1, 2 to 1, 2 to 3, 2 to 9, 2 to 27. Perhaps some of these numbers need to be worked out differently. If you want a popular thing, and you want to trade up here, that means if I give up 2 abnormal compact emission datas, I get 27 back. If I give up just one data mined wake exception, I will get 81 atypical disrupted wake echoes. What happens if I had... What happens if I had 20 atypical disrupted wake echoes? That 81 would take it over the 100 barrier. Would it then just offer me 80, or would I just make the trade and lose one anyway? Let's have a look. Let's try with this. So I want these. Whoops, let's cancel that. I want these. There you go, look. Oh no, it's not quite. That would only make 93. That doesn't quite work then. Don't really have anything then, do I? No. Wow. Wow. If I give up one modified embedded firmware, just one, so I'll have 41 of each, I'll get 81 specialized legacy firmwares back, giving me 91. Now that's fine. I think these numbers are okay. It's when it's the other way around that it just goes crazy. When you want a grade 5 and you've only got small stuff to trade, to be asking for this amount, and particularly this amount, is nuts. But you can see the trend, right? In the same category, it starts at 6 and then goes 36216. In a different category, you forget the 6 altogether and it starts at 36. But the numbers go up the same. 36, 36, 216, 216, 129, 129, and then 777. So, crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. So perhaps that needs tweaking as well. Very interesting nonetheless. And that, guys, is your material traders. Right, I will leave that one there, and I'll be back with another video on another feature. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. I hope I was able to teach you something, because I kind of went in blind there. But yeah, pretty cool. And I've never seen these before. Spotlights. Seen these spotlights up there? Moving spotlights. You guys ever seen that before? Alright, I'll leave it there, and have fun, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye bye.